In this video, I'm going to show you how to do YouTube SEO to rank your videos #1 in YouTube search. And we've used this exact process to rank #1 for all of the most coveted keywords in our niche, like SEO, search engine optimization, keyword research, link building, technical SEO, content marketing, internet marketing, online marketing, and the list goes on. And beyond warm and fuzzies, our YouTube search rankings resulted in nearly 1.3 million views last year. Now, you might be thinking, why is YouTube SEO important when the most views come from suggested and browse features? Well, there are 3 absolutely critical reasons why I think you should have a YouTube SEO strategy, especially if you're trying to get that initial traction to your videos. Number 1, suggested and browse views usually require you to have an existing subscriber base and an existing library of relevant videos. Number 2, search views are super consistent, and consistent views lead to consistent subscribers, assuming you're delivering on the title of your video. More on this later. And number 3, search views have high average view durations, at least how-tos, tutorials, and tips videos. In fact, in 2021, we had over 101,000 hours of watch time to our tutorials from YouTube search. To put that into perspective, that means in 2021, our videos got over 11 years of continuous watch time from YouTube search. Bananas. All right, enough of the flexing. Let's get straight into the YouTube SEO tips and processes that are going to help you rank your videos #1. The first step is to do YouTube keyword research. To get started, you'll need to generate a list of keyword ideas. And there are a few places you can look. The first is YouTube Autosuggest. Just start typing in your keyword, and you'll see a list of queries that other YouTube users are searching for. Jot some down that interest you, because at this stage, we're just brainstorming. Now, because YouTube doesn't show you any search volume data, you can throw them into Google Trends, make sure you have the search mode set to YouTube Search, and you'll get a general idea of search popularity on YouTube. And just so you know, Google Trends doesn't show you absolute search volumes. They show relative popularity instead. So in this case, over the past year or so, makeup tutorial for beginners was more popular than makeup transformation. And both of these keywords were more popular than makeup routines. Another way you can find keyword ideas is to use a tool like TubeBuddy, vidIQ, or Ahrefs Keywords Explorer. Here's how they work, starting with TubeBuddy. After you've installed their Chrome extension, just click on this icon and then go to Keyword Explorer. Next, search for a seed keyword, which is just a broad keyword related to your niche like makeup. And right away, they'll give you some scoring metrics, the number of videos in the search results, and the estimated monthly search volume. Hit the Video Topics tab to see more keyword ideas. Now, personally, I don't trust their search volume estimations because I've compared a bunch of keywords that our channel's videos have consistently ranked for, and TubeBuddy's estimations were quite a bit off. More on this in a bit. Now, if you're going to use this tool, then I'd focus just on the Video Topics tab to come up with some keyword ideas. The second YouTube keyword research tool is vidIQ. To get started, log into your vidIQ account and hit Keywords in the menu. Then just like last time, type in a seed keyword and run the search. And you'll see significantly more keyword ideas than the other 2 tools I mentioned. Again, I don't trust their search volume estimations for the same reason as TubeBuddy, but you should be able to find some interesting topics worth creating videos on if topic generation is your goal. Finally is Ahrefs Keywords Explorer. Just select YouTube as the search engine, enter your seed keyword, and run the search. And right away, you'll see the search volume for your target country, the estimated number of clicks to videos, and the global search volume broken down by country. And as far as I know, Ahrefs is the only tool that shows you country-specific YouTube search data. Now, to see keyword ideas, just go to the Matching Terms report, and in this case, you'll see well over 300,000 unique keyword ideas with plenty of filters to play around with, seeing as this keyword list is exponentially larger than all other tools combined. All right, so we need to address the elephant in the room because I've made some pretty bold claims on these tools' search volume estimations. I actually pulled our view data from YouTube Studio for 14 keywords that we had consistently ranked #1 for in January. Then I pulled search volume estimations from each tool and compare them to actual views to calculate a rough CTR for each tool. And here are the results. Now, conventional wisdom tells me that the true click-through rate for a top-ranking video would generally be around 15 to 18%. So it's clear right off the bat that TubeBuddy almost always drastically overestimates search volumes. In fact, their search volume figures suggest that on average, a top-ranking video only gets 0.2% of clicks with a median of 0.05% click-through rate. And no, this is not a computing error. vidIQ was slightly better, but still their volumes are drastically overestimated too. On average, their search volumes suggest a 0.63% average CTR to top-ranking videos for our keywords, and the median was at 0.53%. And it's worth noting that the spread between their average and median CTRs was the closest of the three tools. As for Ahrefs Keywords Explorer, our search volume suggests that the keywords had an average CTR of 37.09% and a median CTR of 12.42%. And the reason for the huge spread is because of an outlier in a small data set where we had an estimated CTR of 346%, which is obviously not true. Bottom line, no keyword research tool is perfect, so it's important you use the search volumes for what they are, estimations. And I won't go deeper into YouTube keyword research because we have a full tutorial on that, which I'll link up in the description. All right, next up, you need to choose a topic you want to go after, and you should have brainstormed a keyword list from the last step. Now, what you'll want to do is search for the keyword in YouTube search while you're in private browsing mode. Then look for two things in the top 3 videos. Number 1, try and identify the format of the video. In this case, we have 3 step-by-step tutorials, so you'll want to create a video with the same format. And number 2, scope out your competitors. Now, generally speaking, you'll want to look at the size of the channel and their topical authority. So for the query makeup tutorial for beginners, you'll see that the top 3 channels all have over 1 million subscribers. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't compete, but if your channel has 100 subscribers, it'll be a David and Goliath story if you can outrank them. As for topical authority, just dig through their channels to see if most of their content is on the same topic. In this case, all 3 channels are mostly about makeup or a mix of makeup, beauty, and fashion. So again, if you're a small channel, I wouldn't try and compete for this keyword at this point. Instead, I just rinse and repeat these steps until you find a topic that's more realistic to rank for. All right, so after you've chosen a topic to create a video around, it's time to move on to the next step, which is to create a high-performing video. And by high-performing, I'm referring to a video that will have a high retention, high average view duration, and high CTR. A big ask, but let me show you how to do that. For educational type content, which is kind of the bread and butter of YouTube SEO, you'll want to script your content. Reason being, people's attention spans are short. And if you're going off on tangents, you're going to lose the high retention and high average view durations. Now, as for the structure of your script, let's keep things simple and talk about them as they come. The intro, the body, and then the outro. For the intro, you'll want to keep it short and sweet and grab the attention of your viewers. You want to give them a reason to keep watching. For example, in this video's intro, I showed you that we ranked number 1 for the most coveted keywords in our niche and showed you proof of our traffic. That's probably something that a viewer searching for a YouTube SEO tutorial would want to learn too. As for the actual body of your content, this is where you need to deliver on your title and intro. And there are 2 things you should master: the technical aspects and the engagement factors. Let's talk about the technical stuff first. Throughout your video, you'll want to say your target keyword and related entities to your topic. In fact, Google has officially said that they extract audio from the video file to understand what words are being spoken. And that's probably why all of your videos, at least in English, are automatically transcribed when you upload a video. Now, much of this should come naturally because they'll need to be mentioned in a comprehensive tutorial. So there's no need to stuff in a bunch of related keywords just for the sake of it. Now, in that same statement from Google, they said they extract visual information such as objects, animations, or motions. And this means that you should show matching visuals on your screen to your spoken words if applicable. For example, if you're making a video on making a perfect cup of coffee, you might say, Heat your kettle to 185 degrees Fahrenheit and show a matching visual. Now, if you're in a niche like ours, where it's harder to show visuals that match the words being spoken, then use text screens like this or screencasts. As for the engagement aspects, this is quite easy because you'll be scripting your content. This allows you to add hooks throughout your video to keep your audience engaged. For example, you might say, check this out, or briefly mention an interesting point and follow it up with, more on this later. It helps retain people's attention if they're truly interested in what you have to say. Another thing you can do is ask for engagement metrics like likes, comments, and shares. For example, I might ask you, if you want to see a video on getting more suggested views, then let me know in the comments. And for people who genuinely want to know how to do this, they might actually leave a comment. Alright, the final part of your script is the outro. Just like the intro, you want to keep it short because people will click away if they know the video is coming to an end. Another thing worth doing is recommending other related videos towards the end of your content. And if people click and watch these videos, then your videos are creating longer session watch times, which is what YouTube wants at the end of the day. Alright, after you finish scripting your content, you'll record your video, edit it, and then we're on to the next step, which is to optimize your video for YouTube. So there are 7 things you'll need to do to optimize your videos. And these include your video file name, your video title, tags, description, thumbnail, closed captions, cards, and end screens. It sounds like a lot, but some of these take no longer than 5 seconds. So first, you'll want to change your video file name to your target keyword. So this video's file is called youtube-seo.mp4. Easy. Second is the title, and there are a few things you'll want to do here. Number 1, include your target keyword in it, which you can see we've done in our video's title. Number 2, try and keep your title under 60 characters to avoid truncation. And number 3, create a title that'll complement your thumbnail, and we'll get to the thumbnail in a bit. The third thing is to fill in your tags. Now, personally, I don't really think tags do that much for YouTube SEO, but it only takes a few minutes to do, so here's how we do it at Ahrefs. Our first tag is almost always our target keyword. Then we add a few more related keywords. Then we'll continue to go broader. Both TubeBuddy and vidIQ are great for generating tags. They show you suggestions in YouTube Studio, and you can also research a competitor's tags by visiting one of their videos. The fourth thing is the description. Here you'll want to write a brief summary on what you'll talk about in the video. And while I doubt this is a big ranking factor, we include some of the tag keywords if it makes sense in context. Another thing worth doing is to add time codes to different parts of your video. And this helps with video SEO so you can capture key moments in Google search. And we have a full video on doing video SEO, so I'll link that up in the description. The fifth optimization tip is for the thumbnail. Now, because this video isn't about how to make a good thumbnail for YouTube, I'm going to leave you with 2 high-level tips to create great thumbnails. Tip number 1, your thumbnail should complement your title. And these 2 things alone will play the greatest role in your click-through rate, which is insanely important to get views from any organic YouTube traffic source. For example, this video is titled, How to Speed Up Your WordPress Website. And our thumbnail, in my opinion, perfectly complements the title with a before and after picture of our website speed and a little fun with me at my night job as the Flash. The second tip is to try and draw curiosity with a few words in your thumbnail. For example, we created a video on how accurate Google Keyword Planner is. And the thumbnail text says, is Keyword Planner accurate? For those that are interested, they'll have to click it to find out. The sixth optimization you should make is to add closed captions. These are files that you can upload to YouTube to caption the audio in your video. And we do this for all of our videos because, as I already mentioned, YouTube uses the words we speak to understand the video's content. Plus, for non-native speakers, it's helpful to better understand the content as reading is sometimes easier than listening. This can help to improve your average view duration metric too. YouTube has a built-in tool for adding closed captions, and because you've scripted your content, it's super easy to do. And the last YouTube SEO tip for optimizing your video is to add relevant cards and end screens to your video. YouTube wants people to stay on their platform for as long as possible. And if your content is responsible for fulfilling their objective, then they're going to promote your video to more people. For example, I didn't want to expand on video SEO when I was talking about key moments, so I added a card for those that want to watch and learn more. As for end screens, it's almost always worth adding relevant videos at the end of your video. This creates a better user experience for the engaged viewers that make it to the end and want more from you. By successfully executing on these 7 YouTube SEO tips, you've covered all of the essentials to optimize your videos for YouTube search. Here's a quick checklist of the tips we just went through. Take a screenshot and let's move on to the last step of our tutorial, and that's to promote your video. Now, the strategy you use will depend on your circumstances, and you'll likely fall into one of 2 categories. Category 1, you have an existing audience outside of YouTube like blog readers, social followers, email subscribers, and customers. And if you have all of these things, then promotion is pretty easy. Start by embedding your video in relevant blog posts. Send an email to your subscribers, and share your video on other social platforms. We'll touch on a few more tactics in a second because they apply to you and those that are in category 2. And these are people who don't have an audience on any platform. The truth is, it's going to be a grind to rank your videos on YouTube simply because of the way YouTube's algorithm works. But all hope is not lost. There are 3 promotion tactics you can use to drive views to your video and grow your channel's authority, which will help you in your YouTube SEO efforts. Number 1, share your videos on sites like Reddit and Quora. Now, rather than just spamming video links, it's best if you provide some value, seeing as your video will likely be educational to a certain extent. And again, you'll want to make sure that they're added in relevant subreddits and answers because the people who click it actually need to watch it. Number 2, consider running YouTube search ads for your target query. Basically, you just need to set up an ad campaign and bid on your target query. And with a budget of $5 to $15 per day, you can actually get quite a significant number of views for the money. And even though we're over 300,000 subscribers today, the views are so cheap that we continue to do it. On average, we pay around 1 cent per minute watched through search ads. And there is no other marketing medium that compares from a paid ads perspective. If you're interested in using this strategy, then I highly recommend watching our full tutorial on using this YouTube ads technique. I'll link it up in the description. And the third tactic is to pay for sponsored newsletters. Now, we've only done this a couple of times, but we had some decent spikes in subscribers for a pretty low cost. The key is finding relevant sponsored newsletters that have your target audience and promoting a video that will appeal to the majority. For example, if you have a YouTube channel on toddler parenting, then you might consider reaching out to sites like Baby Center or The Bump. And the video you promote might be one on how to deal with tantrums because it's a common struggle that parents with toddlers go through. There are no hidden secrets to YouTube SEO. You just need to do keyword research, pick a topic, create a high retention video, do the basics of video optimization using the YouTube SEO tips I showed you earlier, and then promote it to relevant audiences. That's it. Do these things better than the top ranking videos, and I hope you'll be able to dominate YouTube search for your niche.